This week's Extra Life on F5 Live is proudly powered by EXA. EXA brings the latest technology to gamers, offering the most immersive products for the ultimate gaming experience. They've compiled the best elements of cutting-edge ENC tech, Bluetooth 5, 7.1 surround, plus extra features like dual mics and low latency into their headsets so everyone can enjoy a sensational gaming experience. And they've got headsets for Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, and PC, plus they won't break the bank. To learn more about the headsets that are available and any current promotions, you can go to f5live.tv/exa. Speaking of EXA real quick, if you happen to watch the Strike stream on Thursday where we were playing Fall Guys, we were using an EXA headset, and we really liked how it sounded. The microphone, I think we had plugged in wrong, so it was a little... But what we were hearing is really great. Anyway, Nintendo. We don't usually talk about the content coming to subscription services, but tonight we're going to, because I'm super excited about several of the titles that are headed to Switch Online expansion pack. There's a lot of Nintendo 64 stuff that they've been publishing since the expansion pack was first released. And this next batch has a lot of the titles that I was hoping for. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have almost all of these already for hardware, but the ability to play them, and especially with some of the new features, is really exciting. The two in the first batch of games, the thing that I'm most excited about is that the original Mario Party and Mario Party 2 will be coming to the Switch. The first Mario Party was possibly the pinnacle of the series. They have constantly been trying to chase that first game ever since. The most recent one, I think, is the closest they've gotten because it feels a lot like the first game. Because, like the game Monopoly, right? If a game can make you love the game and kind of hate your friends a little bit, you know that they've created something that has hit home with you. And that, for me and my brother and all of the original hosts of this show, we used to play the original Mario Party well past the Nintendo 64's freshness date. Certainly well into the Wii era. So it's pretty cool to see that coming back. But the game, GoldenEye 007, it is the console-defining title of the Nintendo 64. It was a bizarre cultural phenomenon. People who don't like or didn't care about James Bond played this game. If you had a Nintendo 64, there were maybe 7 people who had an N64 and didn't have GoldenEye, and that was about it. Everybody else had this game. It really created the multiplayer experience that people expected for several generations. Halo, the original Halo, wanted so badly to be GoldenEye as far as the multiplayer was concerned. I mean, 4-player split screen on a CRT, bonkers. And everybody played this game, and in this they are adding online multiplayer to the equation, which simply makes it better. Now, what I don't know is whether or not we'll still have split screen. I'm hoping we will, because it's such like a defining element of the game. But if we don't, we'll deal with it, and we'll do the online multiplayer. But GoldenEye 007 is for sure the game of the N64. After that, we're going to see Mario Party 3 will come sometime in early 2023. And then the first and second Pokemon Stadium titles. Obviously, the Pokemon franchise has seen a rebirth in the last couple of years between Pokemon Go and Pokemon Unite. which is a 5v5 competition game that Alante plays all the time and is a ton of fun. There's a lot more interest in Pokemon that there have been in years past, and a ton more games lately. So, going back to earlier days into the N64 totally makes sense. We've also seen titles like Skate come back and kind of revitalize that space. So it makes sense that we're also getting 1080 snowboarding um, in the next batch, plus Excite Bike 64. Excite Bike is one of the early video games that had a consumer success. So the Nintendo 64 version of it makes sense. I don't know about you, Avram. GoldenEye, I'm super stoked about, and Mario Party 1, I'm super stoked about. Yes, I have both of them on N64 cartridges, but the ability to bring these games that were cultural defining moments, particularly GoldenEye, to a new generation, I think is a cool.
I mean, I don't. I mean, I guess I don't really get why you would want. Like, I mean, there's other games that have fall. I mean, for younger folks, I don't see where they would see the value of GoldenEye. I mean, I guess folks are nostalgic about it, but it's not like you couldn't have another FPS game that has multiplayer that uses more modern graphics and
Sure.
play engine and play mechanics. So, I mean, what it was good for, it was good because it was first or among
Sure.
the first. It's not,
Certainly first for many gamers.
it's not that, wow, go back and you'll really experience. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to
Yeah.
say because I was playing games at kind of the dawn of video
Sure.
games, so I don't know if there are a lot of younger folks who go back and. I mean, I've certainly met younger folks who are big into retro gaming,
Hmm.
but like, are they into it because they think like, wow, I really love to play this game, or is it like, oh wow, this was the first and it reminds me of something? Well, obviously, not going to remind them of much if it's before their lifetime.
Sure. Sure. So GoldenEye in particular is a unique title. Um, there was there was a leak maybe a year ago. It might have been more recent than that. That there was a Nintendo 360 port, or a Nintendo Xbox 360 port that had been in the works that was basically completed and then abandoned. Um, and that code was kind of put out into the wild. The number of people who downloaded and deployed that game on the Xbox was ridiculous. It was trending on Twitch because so many people were playing it. It was insane. Um, so, in fact, what happened with the leaked 360 code was such a big deal that it's also coming to Xbox Game Pass. So that one, GoldenEye in particular, is its own weird thing. I don't know what it is about that game because again, I'm not generally I'm not an FPS person. I don't like generally playing games with other people in real time. Mario Party isn't real time; it's asynchronous, kind of. But I generally don't like real time multiplayer, and yet I played so much GoldenEye. It's a weird title. I generally don't necessarily get stoked about this stuff again because I have most of these games already in their original form. But I don't know, the idea of GoldenEye coming to modern consoles, I'm pretty excited about.
I mean, cool. I'm glad folks are excited for it. Um, that would be. I mean, there are certain things I guess I wasn't. For me, that was sort of. I wasn't so young that was like a touchstone for me. I'm more like, oh yeah, I want to show my kids show my kids Atari,
Sure, sure.
which you don't get on the Nintendo Switch.
No. I have an Atari Classic sitting in Strike right now, though, with a bunch of those games. So I definitely get it. I also enjoy, those older games that also I had direct access to. So yeah, no, I get it. But yeah, looking forward to them. And from what I can tell online, others are as well. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of F5 Live Refreshing Technology. If you did, please subscribe to the channel down below, and of course hit the notification bell because we know that subscriptions don't mean much on YouTube anymore. If you've got topics that you'd like us to talk about in the future, please comment them down below. And if you'd like to not follow us on YouTube, there's lots of ways that you can follow along with our content by going to PLUGHITZLive.com/subscribe. There you'll see all of our shows and all of the ways that you can watch, listen, and follow along.